Hello, welcome to Tutor Think. My name is Daniel. I'll be taking you through introduction to matrices in this one. Specifically, I will talk about addition and subtraction of matrices. And in the next one, I'll talk about multiplication of matrices. And I'll specify mainly on only 3 by 3 matrices for this one. So please subscribe to this channel if you haven't. So let's box on to what we have today. Alright, so before I start, this topic is for students offering general mathematics. When I say general mathematics, people are offering marketing, Medilab and the rest. If you are an engineering student, this topic is not for you. There are special questions for under matrices for engineering students, but this will also be helpful. Alright, so if you are an engineering student, please locate the playlist matrices under engineering maths 2. You will see related questions for engineering students there under matrices. You can also look through these ones, it will be helpful. Alright, so before we start, we need to know what a matrix is. Most of us are aware of this. We met it in basic school. So a matrix is a rectangular array of elements, and these elements are arranged in rows and columns. So we call it horizontal rows and vertical columns. So I have some examples here. I have a 2 by 3 matrix here, a 3 by 3, and then a 3 by 2. So how do you know if the matrix is 2 by 2 or 3 by 3? So we start the labeling or the naming from what? The rows. So this is row 1 and this is row 2. And then this side is column 1, this side is column 2, and this is column 3. We also have row 1, row 2, row 3, column 1, column 2, column 3. And row 1, row 2, row 3, column 1, column 2. So you start naming it by the rows. We have 2 rows here, so we have 2 by what? 3 matrices, and the 3 here is standing for the number of what? Columns. Here we have a 3 by 3 matrix and a 3 by 2 matrix. So that is how we do it. So let's talk about the types of matrices before I take you to addition and subtraction of matrices. So for the type of matrices, the first one I'll talk about is the row matrix. So it is written in rows. If we want to name it, we can name it a 1 by 3 matrix, and know that the row is just one row here. If we want to classify it or consider the columns, then we have 1, 2, 3, but we don't have a column here, so we can call it a 1 by what? 3 what? Matrix. The column is 1, 2, 3 if I repeat some numbers here. Alright, so we have a 1 by 3 matrix. So the next one is a column matrix. So as you can see, this has been written in a vertical column. So it is a 3 by 1 matrix. Why 3 by 1? So let me use the rows again here, but though it's a column matrix, so I can classify this side as row 1, this side as row 2, and this side as what? Row 3. And then the column is just what? 1. So we have a 3 by what? 1 matrix. But this is an example of a column what? Matrix. Then the last one I'll talk of is the square matrix. So there are various types of the square matrix. I've already explained 3 of them when I started. And we also have another type called the identity matrix, or what we call the unit matrix. There are other various types of what? A square matrix that we will not talk about here. So this is a 2 by 2 unit matrix or identity matrix, and this is a 3 by 3 unit matrix or identity matrix. So what is an identity matrix? It is usually a matrix which has only ones in its diagonal and zeros in the others or elsewhere. So example of the identity matrix is what I have here. So for a 2 by 2 matrix, if you want to write out the identity matrix, you start from 1, the next should be 0, and then you move to 0, 1. So 1, 0, 0, 1. For a 3 by 3 matrix, it will be 1. The remaining should be 0 on that row. So we have 1, 0, 0. Then when you come back to the next row, you start from 0. So 0, 1, 0. Then when you move on to the next row, you start 0, 0, what? 1. If it is a 4 by 4 matrix, 1, 0, 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, 0, 0, 0, 1. But I guess you got the concept. So in this one, let's talk about addition and subtraction of what? A 3 by 3 matrix. I said earlier that I will not be talking about 2 by 2 matrix. So addition and subtraction of a 3 by 3 matrix, you can use that concept to work on a 2 by 2 matrix. So let's box on. Alright, so we have a square matrix here, a 3 by 3 matrix here, and then another 3 by 3 matrix here, A and B, and we are asked to add. So let's talk about the addition first, then we go to the subtraction. So let's assume we are finding A plus what? B. How do we do it? It's very simple. All you need to do is that you pick every member and you add it to the same member. So when you look at this row, the first member in the first row or the first column, you add it to the first member in the first row or the first column of the second matrix. So we have negative 2 plus negative 1, 0 plus negative 2, 9 plus 3, then negative 6 plus negative 3. You continue like that. So let's add. Let's see what we have here. So when we start, we have minus 2 plus this minus 1. Then we move on to negative 6 plus negative 3. So we bring it here. Next 6 plus next 3. You decide to add in rows or in columns. So I am adding in columns. So I'm moving downwards. So the next value is 7 plus 7. So I have 7 plus 7. Then I'm done adding this side to this side. So let's move on to this side. 0 plus minus 2. That is what I have here. 0 plus minus 2. Then 7 plus 3. 7 plus 3. Then the next one will be 2 plus 2. 2 plus 2. Then we have 9 plus 3. 9 plus 3. Then we have 3 plus 2. 3 plus 2. And then negative 4 plus negative 5. We have minus 4 plus minus 5. So that is it. So we can now put this in a square bracket. Alright, so we can add the result. So now A plus B is going to give us negative 1 plus this, we are getting minus 3. This plus this, we are getting minus 9. This plus this, we are getting 14. Okay, so 0 plus this, we are having minus 2. This plus this, we are having 10. And 2 plus 2 is giving us 4. This plus this is giving us 12. This plus this, we have 5. And then this plus this, we are getting minus 9. So this is it. So the result is negative 3, negative 2, 12, minus 9, 10, 5, 14, 4, and negative 9. So that is how we add it. So if you want to add, all you need to do is to pick the first number here, locate the next number in the second matrix that is in the same position and add it to it. So this plus this, this plus this, this plus this, and then it continues like that. So now let's subtract A minus B. It depends on what the question is asking, whether A minus B or B minus A. So subtracting a 3 by 3 matrix. Okay, so we are subtracting A minus B. So I don't want to be shifting the paper, so I have A and B here. So let's look at that. So the first thing you need to do, pick the same way we added, that is the same way we will subtract. So pick this value, which is from A, subtract negative 1 from it. Pick the next value, subtract negative 2 from it. Pick 9, subtract 3 from it. And it continues like that. So first, we have minus 2. Then we are subtracting, so minus. What is the value we are supposed to subtract? We are subtracting negative 1 from this. So into bracket, put it into bracket, negative 1. Don't forget that this is the subtraction sign and this value was a negative 1. So we move on to the next. Let's work on 6. So we have minus 6 minus what? Negative 3. So minus into bracket negative 3. If you don't put the negative value in bracket, you will confuse yourself. Then we have 7 minus 7. For this one, they are positive values. So we have 7 minus what? 7. There's no need to put the 7 in brackets. This is already a positive number. Then we move on to the next. 0 minus 2. So 0 minus 2. Then the next is 7 and 3. So 7 minus 3. Then we have 2 minus 2. 2 minus 2. So the next is 9 minus 3. We have 9 minus 3. Then we have 3 minus 2. 3 minus 2. And finally, we have minus 4 minus 5. So I have minus 4 minus into brackets minus 5. Alright, so we can now put this in a square bracket. And then we can add the result. So a minus b equals, now negative times this will give us positive 1. Add it to minus 2. Your result is minus 1. We have minus 1. Then negative times this will give us positive 3. Add it to minus 6. The result is minus 3. Okay, so we have 7 minus 7. We have 0 here. Then we move on to this line. Negative times this will give us positive 2. Add it to 0. The result is 2. And then 7 minus 3, the result is 4. And then 2 minus 2, we have 0. 9 minus 3, the result is 6. And then this minus this, we have 1. This minus this, we have negative times this will give us positive 5. Add it to this, the result is 1. Okay, so that is all. So we put this in a square bracket. And we have negative 1, 2, 6, negative 3, 4, 1, 0, 0, 1. So check this very well. Check this very carefully. And you can give me a feedback if you see that there is an error with this, so that I will confirm it. Alright, so that will be all for this one. Thank you very much for joining me here. In my next video, I'll be talking about multiplication of 3 by 3 matrix, how to multiply the 3 by 3 matrix, and maybe if I have enough time, we will talk about finding the inverse of what? A 3 by 3 matrix. Alright, so share this video if this has been very helpful to you. Subscribe to this channel and see you in the next one.